Well, hello. Wait a minute. Oh, I see it now. Never mind. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't see how many people are here. Where'd that go? It's been a while since I've been live over here. How is everyone? Huh? How is everyone on this lovely Friday early evening for me? It's about 4:45. I've missed you guys. I've missed TikTok. I'm going to do my best to be keeping up on these. Well, hello. You can't believe you're catching me. Well, hello. Maybe you manifested this. Maybe you did. Love you. I know. I'm a bad girl. I know you haven't seen me in forever. Yes, of course you can ask fucking questions. That's what I'm here for. Yes, ask away. I'll do my best to keep up with them. Okay, I'm not making promises. But my boyfriend just took Poop, and if you aren't new, you know Poop is my dog. Her real name is Trinity. She only answers to Poop because I used to call her Poopsie. So my boyfriend took her, and they went for a little ride. They're going to go get Scooby snacks. So I'm like, well, good, because I'm going to go live on TikTok, because I haven't done it in a million years. So here I am. Oh, thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. Okay, let me see. So I know I've been a suck festival with uploading here as much. I know. I'll get better. I've been busy. You know, I coach every day. Except for next week, I'm on a staycation with the boyfriend. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I have started making myself a damn schedule. And I am scheduling in TikTok lives. So they're going to happen more often and more uploads. I'll be back to being busy again over here. Okay. That's my, is it a promise or that's my intention? Yeah. Okay. So let me jump in. Hold on. I'm trying to be a good girl, and I'm trying to, thank you so much for the likes too. I see the little hearts going on the screen. Thank you. You're just sitting here manifesting your SP. Love it. Love it. What do you think about switching states in a big way, like quantum leaping? How can we take bigger leaps? You want to know what I think? Truthfully? Every time we embody a new state, you are quantum leaping. That is my belief. And I'll tell you why. Because, listen, embodying a state, which is, we all know that's what Kim does to manifest. I focus on that. I don't really sit and affirm and visualize. I used to be a really heavy scripter. And it's not that I don't like affirming, visualizing, and scripting. I don't mean to sound like that. I'm just maybe a lazy manifester. I don't want to do a lot of shit. I don't want to have to do a lot of stuff to get what I want. I want it, and I want it quickly. And in my experience, embodying the new version of yourself, which is embodying the state, it just seems to make things come in lightning fast. And so I've never looked back. Now, when we're embodying a state, that's just a fancy way of saying, who do you believe you are? Who do you think you are relative to what you're manifesting? When we're embodying that, or we're making the decision that we are this new version of ourselves now, even if the 3D isn't showing us that, right? Even if we don't feel the change within, you showing up and making the decision on repetition, right? The daily decision that you are your new self, meaning the version of yourself relative to whatever you're manifesting. Maybe you're like me and you're a multi-manifester. So you are getting specific about who you want to be through all those categories. So maybe you want to be a multi-millionaire and have the best relationship of your life. And you have a person that's showing up, choosing you, loving you, wanting only you, making you feel on top of the fucking world. And maybe you want to have the best career ever. You want to be happy and joyful to wake up every day. Well, there's a version of you that's experiencing that, and right? Because the multiple realities. So each state you're embodying is you choosing that reality. Well, what is that? That's quantum leaping. That's taking that jump. So do I believe that you can... There's my damn watch starting already. I'll take it off. Do I think that it can be just as easy as, let's say, maybe right now as you're asking me this question, that this is just me hypothetically, maybe you have some limiting beliefs around love and relationships. And do I believe that you can just decide that that's not you anymore and that you have no limiting beliefs around love, around relationships, maybe around a specific person? I love this shit. Thank you, Lone Wolf. I miss you. Can you just decide to be in the reality where you have your person? Yes. Yes, I believe that's true. Yes, I believe that can happen. I think it happens all the time. The thing is it just doesn't feel like like you're being pulled into another reality. It just doesn't feel that way, right? It's in front of you, feeling natural, logical. But yeah, I do believe you can make huge leaps like that without question. And let me tell you why. Because who we are at our core is consciousness, is just consciousness. Depending on what you believe in. So I believe in God, or the I am. And by God, I don't mean like a he, she, or it God, but what has created us in general, right? What gives us the power to manifest with our imagination, that I am. And it doesn't matter. If you don't believe in God, that's okay. Insert what you do. But whatever that force is that you think, maybe you believe in, it's the universe doing everything. Okay, fine. The universe for you. Maybe you don't like any of that and you want to just think subconscious mind. That's okay too. But whatever the force is that you're thinking is within you, that's consciousness. And guess what? That's whole. Consciousness, or the I am, God, is already whole. No flaws, no limited beliefs, no limitations. It's God. Just God. I am. That's who you are at your core. You wake up every day and choose to be this version of yourself that now has limitations, that now has limited beliefs, though not your fault, right? Most of us learned our limited beliefs in our childhood. I'm not shitting on anybody's caregivers. I'm just saying that's where we learn a lot of stuff. And other experiences in life, we learn, limitations and beliefs. And our beliefs are not all bad, so I don't mean to word it like that. But if you're the I am, and that's what's in you, and that is whole, then none of those limitations are really real. They are us choosing to be limited. And although we might not be thinking of it from that perspective, when you experience change like I have, I'm telling you, it's just a decision. You can decide to be the version of yourself who has no limited beliefs in love, in relationships, in money, in career, with specific person. It doesn't matter. You are limitless at your core because of who you are. We're all consciousness, every single one of us. So yeah, it's possible. It's believable. I've experienced amazing, crazy ass things that I don't know if I would have believed before that we could just do it. I liked the idea of it, but now after experiencing such crazy ass quick change, I will never look back. So no, I do believe we're limitless and we can jump to any reality we choose. I know it sounds too good to be true, that it can be that easy. But that's because you're perceiving that from your current version, right? I don't remember the exact quote from Your Faith is Your Fortune from Neville Goddard, but he touches on that. It's hard to believe that it's true. It feels too good to be true. It feels like it must be harder. It feels like we must have healing to do, or we must fix our self-concept. No, you can just choose. It feels too good to be true from who you are being right now. And you're being, I'm not saying you in particular who asked the question, but I'm saying most of us are usually being a limited version of ourselves. We believe we have something to fix. We believe there's a block to our manifestation. There are no fucking obstacles. And it is a goddamn decision to be the version of yourself that has the desires. You can just choose it. Don't let the shadow world or the dead world, your 3D reality, don't let that fool you into thinking that it's not working and that you're not your new version, because things will change, and they will change rapidly if you show up making that decision every single day. It's not about being perfect. It's not about saying you can't have a fucking bad day or you can't cry, you can't react. Screw that. I'm a crier and I do react. I'm still a human being. But I do show up every day and decide this is who I am now. This is the life I'm leading now. And that's exactly what I'm experiencing. So yes, it can be that easy. For sure. I talked way too long on that one. Sorry. So, don't think that you saw my YouTube comment, but I got huge movement. Oh my God, Lone Wolf Heart, I need to know. I need to know. I can't wait to hear. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Did you manifest your boyfriend? Bet your sweet ass I did. Bet your sweet ass I did. And I manifested the best version. Yes. I take all the credit for that. I take all the credit. Where have you been? I know. I've explained that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be over here more. Can we review states and how to get back into them? I'm not sure what you mean by review them. What do you mean by review states? Can you clarify that for me, please? I'm afraid of being triggered if I see them kiss or anything. Okay. So there's two schools of thought on triggers. There's one school of thought that, when you're triggered, that's because you're already a new version and that's why you're triggered, because it doesn't make sense why that would be happening in your reality. So that's why we get the trigger. That's one school of thought. Then there's a school of thought of when you're triggered, that's you responding from whatever current version of yourself you are, or your current state, who you believe you are, relative, we'll say to love, right? If you're worrying about seeing them kiss. Okay, so love relationships. And when you're having that trigger, number one, you're believing in separation again. You're believing, or I like to say like falling back asleep, meaning that you have no control over what you're experiencing in your 3D. It's kind of like falling asleep again. So it's not like, oh, you're a bad person if you get triggered and get upset. No, it's just you're believing something that's no longer a truth for you. So that trigger is just saying, because this is my school of thought, that trigger is just saying to you, okay, there is something in your current version of self that you're believing that this is a possibility, that this person will not choose you and choose whoever else you're afraid of seeing them kiss. Which, that's our human ego side at talk. But it's not that like I said, it's not that you're a failure for getting triggered, but just remember your current 3D is the manifestation of who you have been being. It's past, it's the past. So what matters is who you're being now. So for example, there's a reason why in my videos that I say, you don't have to fear your fearful, negative, opposing thoughts. You don't have to be afraid that they're instantly going to manifest. Number one, not every single thought manifests. I believe we've proven that at this point. Like I've said, this is probably really bad analogy I use, but I can be a hot-tempered bitch, and when I'm angry, I think negative thoughts. I think really negative thoughts when I'm pissed off. So there would be a trail of people with slaps all over them, because that's how I am when I'm angry. I hold it all in, but that's the thought that comes to my mind, like, oh, I'd love to bitch slap you, but I don't. It's in my head. But I don't do it. It's not an instant. It's going to happen. There's not a trail of bodies behind me. It's because not everything manifests. Listen, we're manifesting from who we are. So let's say today you're having that fearful thought. I'm afraid of being triggered. I'm afraid I'm going to fuck things up because if I get triggered, then, I'm not going to get my manifestation. None of that is true. You get to decide that's not who you are anymore. And you step into that new self by you showing up for yourself, by choosing to be the you that doesn't have to worry about being triggered. It doesn't fucking matter. You see them kissing, that means nothing. That's manifestation of an old thought. Doesn't fucking matter. When you're choosing to be the new version of yourself, it's the law of assumption. It It has to play out. You have to get your manifestation. So you don't have to be afraid, okay? Don't be afraid of getting triggered. If you're afraid that's going to manifest, then decide that's not who you are. That's not who you are. You get what you want in love. You get your person. That's who you are now, right? Your relationships are always successful. You always get the person you want. You've always gotten the person you want. You don't have to fear anything. No, you're always the girl or guy chosen. You're always chosen. You're always wanted, desired, pursued. You get to decide that's you now. Nothing in that 3D means shit. We feel like it does because we believe it's so real, so permanent, but it's not. It's the old world. It's just like I made that video the other day that, when we're getting upset over our 3D, we're not bad manifestors because we react or have an emotional response. I'm a crier and I have a hot temper, so my ass is responding and getting upset sometimes, right? I'm still human. But when we're doing that, we're getting upset like from a weather report from 1976 and it's 2023. We're getting upset over old states of being, the manifestation of your old state of being. So you have nothing to fear. You don't. And let me tell you, the more you realize that and the more you adopt that thinking, because it's the law of assumption and you can create any assumption and belief you choose. Thank you very much. Any belief or assumption that you choose, it has to play out. It has to play out in your reality because that's what we're doing at all times. So you have nothing to fear. Thank you, Kimmy. Kimmy K259, thank you very much. Oh, lots of love, Kimmy, all the way from Grenada in the Caribbean. Ooh, thank you so much. What's that? Carmel's Friday. Thank you very much. Kim, I just responded to your comments on YouTube. Love it. I will have to go look. Thank you, retired. All I see is RAC, retired race. Thank you. Jesse, thank you. Okay, I've lost my place. So I'm doing the best I can. I lost my place already. God damn it. Sorry. Oh, well. Look who it is. Yes, daughter, I'm here. I am here. I'm showing up. Nicole, red forever. I love you, Kim. Love you too. Thank you so much. Love you too. Is it Jerica? Thank you. Hello, Bernard. How are you? Ooh, you're watching Charmed? Love it. Y'all know I love that show. The original show. You need coaching with me. Do you still have slots? I do. You may email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. So yes, please do. There's a slight wait. Yeah, I have a little bit of a wait list for regular coaching, but if you are someone who doesn't want to wait, that's why I offer the emergency coaching, so I can get you in within 3 days, so within 24 to 72 hours. That's what that emergency coaching is for. You don't need to do the emergency coaching. I'm just saying if you don't want to wait, okay? But yeah, of course I'm still doing it. I don't think I'll ever stop coaching. Like the version I am of myself right now loves coaching. I love it. I'm obsessed with manifestation. It's my world. I apply it everywhere. And it's my favorite thing to do is to get on and talk to people and learn like usernames. Like, oh my God, that was you the whole time. I love that. So yes. Kim, I'm your fan since forever. I wanted to ask you a question about my Espy, so ask away. Go ahead, ask. Hi, Kim. My Espy and I haven't talked in 8 months. Broke up 2 years ago. Any advice or books? Well, listen, anything Neville Goddard. Any book Neville Goddard. Any is going to be helpful. Okay? I think it's The Law and the Promise. Oh, God, don't quote me on it, though. I think it's The Law and the Promise that has my favorite Neville Goddard success story of all time, and it's the manifesting an SP, obviously. Okay. To any of the people that say you can't manifest a specific person, or that Neville never said you can manifest an SP, well, I don't think that it's a fucking coincidence that Neville Goddard deliberately put in a success story of someone manifesting their specific person. But I think it's the power. No, The Law and the Promise, or is it the power of awareness? I don't know. I always forget. Just search Mrs. J.E. success story, Neville Goddard. You Google it and it'll show up because it's amazing because she got her person. So that's my recommendation as far as books go. Listen, if you get the Neville Goddard, the reader, it's in there. And as far as, okay, so you broke up 2 years ago and you haven't talked in 8 months. Listen, time in itself doesn't mean shite. It doesn't mean anything. It feels like it means something to us, but that's our human side letting that bother us. It's just your human side, okay? Time is not linear. Every timeline or everything is happening all at once right now. So you can hop into a reality where you are with your person now. That is a possibility. That's a choice. So stop counting time, number one. Stop. I know because I was that person too, that when you're in a solo vacation, because that's what I don't like to call a breakup. When you're in a solo vacation, it's hard not to notice that the days are going by or the weeks are going by. I know that. I was that person too. I get it. But I'm going to tell you that when you get your person back, right? When you're back in the relationship with that specific person, you aren't going to care at all about the time that went by. It'll be just not even a flicker in your mind. So it does not matter. Now, as far as you being in we'll call it like no quiet time, no contact / quiet time. Put your focus on right now, who do you really think you are when it comes to that specific person and love and relationships? Meaning, do you believe that your specific person will come back? And listen, it's okay if you don't believe. I'm just asking so we can get to the core of who do you think you are? Do you believe you're someone who is chosen, who is wanted, who is desired, who is loved unconditionally from that person? Do you think they could just show up and choose you? And if you answer no to any of that, that's okay. But now you're going to start deciding that's who you are. You are now that version of yourself. And you're going to get laser focused on that. And it's okay to think of your SP. I'm not saying you can't think of your SP. I'm saying always put the focus on who you are being, who you believe you are. So like right now, when you ask me the question, you are probably being a version of yourself that you probably believe in manifestation, right? That's why you're here. And you have the hope and the desire to have your person. But there's probably a part of you that fears that, this time is going by. What if it's too much time? What if it's been too long? What if I can't manifest that person back? What if I can't do it? I know other people can manifest, but what if I'm the one who can't do it? I know I've had all those thoughts too. That's just from the state you're in. That's just who you are believing you are in this moment. And it's nothing more than that. So when you make the daily, sometimes moment by moment, decision that you are the version of yourself that has the successful relationship, you are in. Now, listen, if it feels too resistive to say you're already that person, it's okay to say becoming. I'm becoming the version of myself that has the love of my life, that has the relationship of a lifetime, right? You are being chosen. You are being shown up for. It's you deciding that's who I am now. Even if my 3D doesn't make me feel that way, even if I don't feel like it or even really believe it while I'm saying it right now, that doesn't matter. Because you're going to start believing, because you're going to start seeing changes in the 3D if you stick to doing that. I'm telling you from personal experience, the more focus you put on who you're being, which is just another way of saying what state you're in, who you are in love. Now, I don't mean how you show up for love. That's not what I mean necessarily. I don't mean, well, I would love that person and I'm good to them. And I'm a great girlfriend. I'm talking about myself. I'm a great girlfriend. I'm so loving. Doesn't matter. We're talking about how you feel love comes in for you. I had to decide that I'm someone who can trust and believe that someone would just choose me for me. Because I had limiting beliefs regarding my appearance. I'm too fat for someone to choose me. I couldn't trust that. I couldn't trust my own decisions on picking specific people, right? because I was always comparing everything to my previous relationships. So I was still showing up as a person with limitations around love. So I started making that laser focused decision that this is who I am now. I can trust it. I can trust manifestation. I can trust I'm going to be in that relationship. And then as that got easier to say or to think, then I started with, I am that person now. I am this version of myself. I am having the relationship of my dreams. I am with someone that craves being around me, who craves being with me, who wants to spend the rest of their life with me. And that's exactly what I have. That's exactly what I have now. So you can too. It's just deciding that's who you are now. It's that repetition of you making that choice that is, you can look at it as it's changing your reality, or it's bringing you like a quantum leap to the reality, because there's multiple realities where you're having that experience, right? Infinite realities, infinite states means infinite versions of you. So it exists. You can be that version of yourself now. There are no limits. There are no limits. Okay? So the time doesn't matter. Stop counting the time. So many make you think that you have to fix yourself. Oh God, I know. To get in the new state when you don't have to. No, you don't have to, dorky bean. Totally fucking agree with you. Totally agree with you. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to buy coaching from me. I say, if you are on my YouTube channel, you regularly hear me say that you got to buy coaching from me to manifest. I don't sell courses. I don't sell anything. Okay. I have coaching and we have group memberships, meaning I go live with people exclusively during the week where we talk about manifestation and judge. We judge each other. We share tips, tricks, successes. And I have the hot seat coaching one. And you don't need any of it, truthfully. You don't need anything. You're already limitless. It's just you're believing that you are limited. But I totally agree with you. Ooh, wait, what's this? We just talked about her in our coaching, and here she is. Love it. Love it. You were talking about me? Thank you so much. I hope it was all good, right? Was it all good? Your SP is back, Lone Wolf. Your SP is back. Oh my God, success story. Girl, I am so fucking happy for you. I am so happy for you. Congratulations. I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. I'm so friggin' happy for you. This is wonderful news. Wonderful. Mic drop. Another success story. Yes, another HBIC got their shit. I'm so happy for you. Wonderful. And you deserve it. You deserve it. Getting into the state is as easy as I am dating SP. That's the new state and your new story. Essentially, yes. Who you believe you are. Yes. SP agreed for us going to Shania. So we got to get to manifesting. Fuck yes. 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 How to manifest a good job. It's no different than manifesting anything else. Decide that you are the version of yourself that is working at the job of your dreams. Maybe you have a job already picked out in your mind. Maybe you have a dream job that you think you're not good enough for right now. Well, decide that you are. Just make the decision. Make the decision. You're living that dream life now. You're already at the dream job. And if it's too resistive to say you already are, then start with I'm becoming. I know I'm going to have the dream job where I'm making whatever it is you want to make. Decide that's who you are now. I know it sounds too good to be true. It's not. Best advice on remaining in the state of having our desires. Yes. Well, first of all, I love that you're looking to remain in the state. Yes, that's wonderful. That's great. But please know, you don't have to be perfect to manifest. You don't have to be perfect. So it's very normal and natural to get yourself into the state, right? Which anybody else knew, getting into the state just means who you believe you are. It's that decision. It's, when we start that journey of working on embodiment, which is embodying the state, it is so normal and natural to get there and then fall right back out. And I'm not saying that to you like I expect you to fall out. I expect it. I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying that's why perfection is not necessary to manifest. See what I'm saying? All that matters is that you don't give up and you show back up for yourself and you're making that decision once again. So embodying is just, obviously this is for anybody who doesn't understand what that means. It means you are becoming or you are declaring that you are the version of yourself or you're in the state of having the desire or embodying the version of yourself that knows that desire is yours because that's who you are now. You're the woman or man who gets what they want. Whatever that is, whatever you're manifesting. So my advice is, number one, don't hold this level of perfection because it's not necessary. Number one. Number two, if you fall back out of the state, what I like to do and what has always kind of helped me, I'm speaking like a scholar right now. I know that. Number one, I don't beat myself up for falling out of the state. And I know that some people do. Manifestation is never meant to be a place of blaming and shaming ourselves. Number one, for what we've manifested. We never beat ourselves up for what we've manifested. Fuck that entirely. I definitely don't do that. But I also don't beat myself up because I fell back out of the state. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay? We're fluctuating through states throughout our day. Throughout the day. And you can tell by what thoughts you're having. And yeah, can you keep returning to one state? Yeah, of course. That's, it's our dwelling state, our autopilot. It's normal. It's what feels most natural. That's why when people first find manifestation, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying most people that come to the manifestation community are coming from a victim state. And by victim, all I mean is a state in which you think things are happening to you and that you have no choice, right? People hurt your feelings. People have done nasty things to you. Yes, that's been your experience. But when you realize that, oh my gosh, I have a little more control over what I'm experiencing than I'm aware of. I have choice. We don't blame ourselves for our experiences. We definitely don't blame ourselves for things we experienced in childhood or traumatic events. We don't blame ourselves for that. So don't need to get off on a tangent, but I just want that made clear. We never shame ourselves, okay? We can recognize, all right, my thoughts are going to shit, right? Because our thoughts are a product of what state we're in or who we're being. My thoughts are going to shit and I'm letting them bother me. I'm getting triggered by the thoughts. That's number one. That's how you're recognizing that you're out of the state. Well, I know I have just planted my ass in a state that I don't necessarily want to be in. So those thoughts are not facts. They're not truth. So I'm saying this because that begins to release the pressure of being in a less favorable state. The pressure of I got to get out of it, or I'm afraid if I stay in it too long, I'm going to start manifesting shit because our 3D reflects our state. That takes the pressure. It's not about being perfect. I'm only having these thoughts, or I'm only getting upset with whatever's going on in my 3D because of who I'm being right now. So let's calm ourselves down, right? I like to say, let's center ourselves. Realize you're only having the experience because of the state I'm in. So who do I want to be? Who do I want to be in this moment? Who do I want to believe I am? And I call that's like crawling your way back to a more favorable state. What if it was easy for me to get back into a more favorable state? I like those what if questions. What if it was easy for me? So start talking to yourself like that. What if it was easy for me to believe that I can just hop back into this new state? I don't have to stay in this state. I'm not trapped in this state. It's not going to manifest shit on me. Just talk yourself. It's calming yourself, right? And start walking your way back. Remind yourself of who you are, right? Remind yourself of who you are. That's one of the first things I do. I am at my core God consciousness. I'm just in a state of Kimberly that I don't necessarily love, but I'm not trapped here. I have the power to walk my way back. I have nothing to fear. I'm not going to ruin my manifestations. There's nothing to be upset about. I'm only getting triggered or upset by the thoughts or by the 3D because of how I'm perceiving them, because I have fallen out of the state, and we walk our way back. So how to remain in that state is taking the pressure of perfection off and reminding yourself that we don't need to rely on 3D validation. We don't need to rely on what the 3D is telling us. 3D is just manifestation of who we have been. Or we can look at it as it's just feedback. It's just telling me who I've been. But it's not truth. It's not solid. It's malleable. It can change like that. So there's nothing to fear. It's easy to remain in this state because I know manifestation in itself is getting ahead of my 3D. So I don't need outside validation. I don't need to validate anything. We never want to validate a 3D we're not enjoying, right? Because that's us accepting. Now, don't misconstrue that as I'm not saying you don't accept your circumstances. You can accept them because you're living in it, but you don't have to accept them as permanent truths. So really, maintaining the state is reminding yourself of who you are. The 3D's the shadowland. So when we get kicked out of the state, it's usually because of a trigger, for a trigger. So remind yourself of what that trigger is. One moment. Okay. I just lost my train of thought, I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm going to have to go already because they're back and they're going to be distracting. I won't be able to hold my shit together. All right, here's the thing. I'm going to go live again this weekend. I'll put up a story on here alerting you as to when I'm going to go live so you'll know ahead of time. We'll probably be doing it from my bedroom, so I have privacy and we don't have to worry about them being home. They're coming in the house right now. But yes, I hope that answered that question. I'm sorry I got distracted in the moment. I could make a video on it for you. Tips on how to remain in that state. I could do that. Oh yeah, then you must have been either Heidi. You poor girl. Fucking Heidi asked me something last night, and thank God Heidi and I are like this, because she asked me a question last night, and I was laughing at my boyfriend laughing, which I heard about it all day today. You guys just love that. But all right, so here's the promise. I will go live again this weekend, and we'll be able to answer some more questions. You know, honestly, if you have any video requests, you can come over to my YouTube and leave it in a comment under one of my videos, or leave it in a comment under one of the TikTok videos. And I can make a video for you. I can make it from your comment. Okay. If there's something you want to ask me. Okay. It's totally free. You know what I'm saying? It's totally free. And it gives me an idea of what to record. All right. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. I told you, I mean it. I've put it in my schedule. More TikTok lives. Okay. So I'll see you all. I'll see you all this weekend. All right. I love you all. I'll see you all in a couple days. Be good.